the channel of the Keeler Show today.
Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
I can't even believe. Yeah. You guys are complaining about the Yankees when the Yankees are off and it's the All-Star break. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Boy.
And also, I got to tell you, you're very funny in terms of, and I like to be in this situation. When the Mets were pathetic and putrid, you were like, I'm a Mets fan too. I really care about these Mets.
The supporter. I was a Mets supporter.
I'm a Mets supporter. But the minute they're 2 games over 500 and all of a sudden they've swept the Yankees, all of a sudden now it's like, ha, ha, ha. Pete Alonso looked like crap on the mound or at the plate.
It may not be the best thing. It may not put me in the best light, but yes, I no longer support the Mets or anything about them.
Anyway, listen, I am not surprised at all by the Pete Alonso performance. He has something.
He's won it so many times, though.
He has something crazy going on in his head right now. Now, if you look at his batting average, maybe you can look it up. He's actually not having a terrible year. He's just not hitting home runs. And at least in the last, 2 or 3 weeks, he's struggling a bit. In fact, a lot of the talk from the Mets camp, those Mets fans out there, there were other players that probably are a lot hotter right now when it comes to home runs that could have gone to the All-Star Games home run derby as opposed to Pete Alonso right now.
He's batting .240.
All right. Well, listen, he's
with 19 home runs, which is a lot.
But a lot of that came earlier. This last maybe 3 weeks, he is struggling when it comes to. I think he had his first home run in 30 at bats or something over the weekend. So, but you could just tell he's not. He's trying to. Well, of course, the complaint would be what? He's trying to knock it out of the park. I mean, he's swinging like he wants to knock it.
Swinging for the fences.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what he's doing. I mean, it is the home run derby. However, it is what it is. I am excited. Tonight is the All-Star game. I always am at the edge of my seat trying to find something else to watch during the All-Star break. Tomorrow is very interesting because you were talking last week about how it's slow, there's nothing going on. Well, Wimbledon was happening. There were a lot of things going on. Whereas tomorrow
it's the most boring day of the year.
The loneliest day of the year in sports.
No golf, no NASCAR,
nothing.
no tennis.
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
Nothing.
And Major League Baseball is off. The All-Star game is over. Davey, it's a lonely day for sports fans. Enter ESPN 6 and the Pickleball Championship.
You could always watch the AAA All-Star game tomorrow night.
You could.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
you could.
And then the British Open starts on Thursday.
How many Syracuse players are in the All-Star game?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. We'll talk to Mark Donovan this morning on a Boilermaker post-mortem is what they call it, right?
You know, and I was at the press conference yesterday, and the interesting part about it was Mark opened his remarks by saying, back in 2021, post-COVID, when they ran the race in October, he had said the Boilermaker's back in the sense that we were able to have a race again after 2020 not having one. But it really wasn't back because there was only about 5,000 15K participants. He said now the Boilermaker is really back.
It's back, yeah.
It's back to 14,000 runners, and it was, from my vantage point at the finish line, I didn't really get to the post-race party, but I think this is one of the best years in its history.
Two things. I was having a conversation on the stage with Fred and Matt on Sunday, and Fred looked out, and we were observing the fact that normally there's a big crowd right up at the stage. And there was, after the awards ceremony, everybody came up because at that point, Showtime was in full bloom. The crowd was all there, and so. But he said, "I really think this is like the largest crowd we've seen." It just was, because when you looked at it, it filled in all the way in the middle, all the way to the back, to the left, to the right. It was jam packed there on Sunday. That was a really good feeling, because it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has, and you had a lot of great things come together. Some years we had a good crowd, no flyover, or the numbers were a little low, and then you had a pretty good after party. With this, it was a beautiful day for the race. It stayed cool long enough for runners to be somewhat comfortable. Didn't even really hit 70 degrees until maybe 9 o'clock, 9:30. And you had an awesome party, an excellent flyover, and what more can you want?
Anyway, speaking with Fred Matt, and I would like you to work on this. He needs to make his way here into the studio.
Yes.
And we need to do some taste testing of their new Italian ice. It's really something.
Really?
In fact,
like
we have
boozy Italian ice, or something that I can enjoy?
It's something you could enjoy, but it would break your streak of drinking.
All right.
Not drinking alcohol.
So I'll get them in here for you to sample.
Yeah, please. It's all about me.
Wow.
And we'll get him in for that. I thought that was good. Boilermaker, other news, the Rome Sentinel, the Sentinel, has a great photo gallery done by one Nancy L. Ford. And you can find that online at their romesentinel.com, I think is what it is. Check that out. Also, in there, one of the lead photos is of the winner, and to the left is me. I'm included in that photo. Now, that's not the point of what I'm saying.
Oh,
here.
I'm going right now.
If you can go to it right now, you'll be able to reference it.
Is something bleeding?
There is. I'm trying to find what it is. To the right, I think I got it. To the right, do you have the photos yet?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here.
Get it up there. So I just want your reaction. I like your
I gotta scroll.
reaction.
I gotta scroll.
It is it's the picture of the winner. To the left is me. In the middle is the winner of the race of the 15K. And to the right of all of that, you will see a picture of
there's Benjamin.
Of my son Benjamin. And one might say, holy cow, where did he get all that hair? Or holy cow, a trip back to the 70s.
He looks just like you.
You can check that out on our on the Rome Sentinel website. Really cool. Also, I have some stories in my battle against this chronic myeloid leukemia situation. We were, and I didn't talk about this, but we made an unexpected trip on Friday night to Buffalo. In the afternoon, I was having some really severe stomach pains, to the point that for the last like Thursday and Friday, I hadn't been eating. So I'm thinking, no big deal. It's the medicine. I mean, realize you're taking 2 pills that are basically poison. Now, they're targeted. It's targeted at the issue, which is a miracle by today's standards. However, they're like, yeah, we're worried that maybe this is causing one of your organs to be shutting down, like pancreatitis. So at some point, we're going to need to see you. And I said, this is 2:00 on Friday afternoon. I said, all right, well, I'm already scheduled to be there next Friday. So what are you thinking? And they said, can you be here by 4 o'clock? Well, no.
No, because I'm
I'm
3
3
hours
away. So
Jeez.
we ended up there, and I have a couple of interesting stories because we were in there because this is a trial. They literally have, it's like an ER department, a mini ER department just for cancer patients that are on their trials.
Interesting.
It's unbelievable. And, no waiting, no lines. You're right into a room. It's incredible. But we were there until 1 a.m.
Ugh. Did you
And
end up staying the night?
and we did spend the night.
Yeah,
and I'll
that's
tell you,
good.
the other part of this is they, I guess it's not as bad today, but it took them an hour and 15 minutes to put in an IV.
God, how brutal.
It was brutal. And I have a couple of stories about that coming up here.
It is interesting to me that you have to fast before a medication like that. All the time they usually say with a lot of other medications, make sure you don't take it on an empty stomach.
So with this, you fast, and this is the rest of my life, as long as I'm taking this medicine.
Yeah.
You fast for 2 hours, take the medicine, you fast for 1 hour. And that's
Oh, boy.
every single day. Now, I was thinking that's going to be very difficult. Once you start to get used to it, which I am, it's like every night at 8 o'clock is my line, and then at 10 o'clock I take the medicine just to go to bed. So this is getting me to bed earlier. I'm drinking less alcohol, and my wife is happier. So this actually has been
Win-win-win.
It has been a godsend. What else? You watched some of the Republican National Convention yesterday. We'll have Dr. Kent Hall on today. John Piesick, big news in Herkimer County happening with Rem Arms, a meeting with Remington.
No, it's at Remington. New developer.
A new
for the building
developer.
site.
All right, we're going to talk about that. And Tanya J. Powers, a new test may give those in early stages of dementia a head start and treatment. We're seeing improvements all around the world when it comes to disease, and this would be enormous with Alzheimer's and dementia. Tanya J. Powers on the line right now from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning. Oh, I got to put you. Good morning. Good morning, Tanya.
Hey, can you hear me?
I got you now. We've got you.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome. There's a couple of. I've only got about 3
I know.
minutes left.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But I've got some information that I want people to hear because I think the story has really gotten lost, and I think it can help a lot of people. I want to give you one term called the SAGE test. SAGE, all caps.
As in sage. Yeah.
Sage, like the stuff that people put too much of in the Thanksgiving dressing.
That's
that
right.
stuff.
Or when they do it in their house
All right,
to get
move
the
on.
spirits out.
That's right. Yeah,
Exactly.
All right.
So I want you to remember SAGE test.
Sage
SAGE, because
test.
if you need to Google this, that's what you're going to need to Google. This is a new test. It's to detect signs of Alzheimer's and dementia. Listen to what I'm about to say because I think there's a lot of people who need to know this is out there. This is a new test that the Ohio State University folks at the Wexner Medical Center have developed. It is if you have a loved one or maybe you yourself are worried about maybe having cognitive issues. You can take this test. It is absolutely free. You download it. You print it out. You can take this at your house.
Wow.
You don't have to go into a doctor's office. You take this test. You can have your loved one take this test. Maybe they might be really hesitant to go get checked out if for cognitive issues. A lot of people just will not address that. This is a way to maybe get an idea ahead of time and say, okay, because early detection with this, as Dr. Shari was telling me about in our interview, and I'll tell you where you can hear this interview, the whole thing. He was telling me that this is a lot of folks will not do this. You'll go get treated for a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to cognitive issues, people kind of put the brakes on and go, no, nothing's wrong. This test could really help a lot of people figure out early on. That way you can have a treatment plan. You can keep an eye on it. What you do is they take this test. There are instructions right here. If you Google SAGE test, the Wexner Medical Center will come up, and it will tell you all about it. That's where you can download it. You print it out. They answer the questions, you pen and paper. Then you take it to your doctor, and you say, okay, this is how we're doing here on this test. What do you think anything else is necessary? Should we go, they may refer you for more testing. They may say, hey, let's look into a couple of things. Either way, you've got kind of a baseline of here's where things are on this date.
Yep.
If you can take it again in 2 months, you can take it again in 6 months, whatever you need to do to keep an eye on this. I think there are millions of Americans who are caregivers or at the very least concerned about loved ones who may be in this position. Now, you can also listen to my whole interview about this. I did this a couple of weeks ago for our Fox News Rundown Evening Edition podcast.
Yeah.
It was from June 28th. If you go to Spotify or wherever you get your podcast and you go to Fox News Rundown's podcast page, you can go back to June 28th and hear the whole interview. In that interview, Dr. Sherry also tells me, how do you know the difference between regular forgetfulness and something you should be concerned about? He talks about that. He talks about this test. There's a whole lot of information here that I feel like I've been yelling as loudly as I can about this because there are so many people who need to know about this.
And there are medicines today that can help slow the progression of dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So, and not the ones you see on TV that like Prevagen or something, like real medications. So, all right. I know you got to go, Tanya, but so again, the thing to remember is SAGE, SAGE.
Right. Link it to your website. Do whatever you need to do, but make sure people know about this. It's important.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. All right.
Thank you.
Tanya Cheap Powers from Fox News Radio. But also, I mentioned Dr. Hall on this morning. Some questions on the, I know there are rising COVID numbers, and people are like, enough talking about COVID. Well, it's something we're going to have to deal with in your everyday life. And I got to tell you, there's something about this one that, like, we have 2 or 3 friends that all went through like a month ago, COVID. And this new strain, and they're all people that had COVID before, and it wasn't all that bad. But this time, they got hit hard. It was really like they felt really close to thinking, maybe I need to go to the hospital. So just something to be aware of. And then the question will be, should you take the vaccine? It's out there. It's going to be out there. And if you should take it, when should you take it? And there are a lot of people out there now saying,
what's COVID season?
Don't take the vaccine. It'll cause A, B, and C, or D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Whatever. Everybody's got all this stuff going on. You see stuff on YouTube or Facebook that can scare the daylights out of you. So we'll talk to Dr. Hall about that and John Pisak on that Remington meeting. Maybe something going on here. Jack is in Rome. Hello, Jack. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Andrew and Davey.
Good morning.
Thursday, I went for my second colonoscopy test.
Okay.
Because in March, I went for the first one, and they did the endo and then the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And the one went good, but the other one didn't. The pipes were still plugged.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They don't, yeah. So you went you went with full diuretics in gear.
Yeah, they gave me a double treatment this time.
Okay.
So other than that, everything went good, and I'm going for my follow-up with my doctor at the GI Center in NIDA at the hospital. And
yeah. So, I'm just telling you that I know, there are 3 situations that I know here, not to belabor the cancer situation at all. However, number 1 is you remove the polyp before it becomes precancerous or cancerous. Maybe they say it's precancerous.
Yeah,
and really,
two small ones.
And most likely with that, nothing will have to be done. They'll say, hey, come back in 3 years, 2 years, maybe 5 years. The second thing is you do what I did, and you wait too long, and you go, and they find a cancerous polyp. But not so bad that it is basically spread into the wall of the colon. And so to be safe, they, for me, removed about 11 inches of the colon. Or there are with no radiation or chemotherapy. And then there are those who wait, and it then does spread to the point where I know one person who, it created the decline of their life, and and they had their entire colon removed to the point where they needed a colostomy bag, and from that point it had spread, so they had to go through the chemo and the radiation, and it just got worse and worse and worse. So you have your scenario, Jack, where you're most likely going to go and everything's going to work out, or that all the way down to that other end, which can be just horrible. All it is a test, and the sleep is the greatest. The sleep is so good.
The sleep is so good. But the thing was, it didn't work right the first time. So then they give me a call on the phone, and they says, well, we can't get you in till May.
Wow.
And I went to the hospital because I've been having issues with my bowels.
Okay.
So, and I says, I want to find out what's going on. Well, I found out I had diverticulitis up above.
And that can be very painful.
Yeah, that's one of the worst.
My dad has that.
When I went and did that, they had me flushed out.
Mm-hmm.
So I says, why am I going to go through all this? And I says, I'm going to have to wait a whole year.
Yeah.
Well, what did they do? They gave me a call last month and said, hey, we get you in
We got you in.
11th.
That's awesome.
Or July 11th, I mean.
Well, that is that's great news. Great news.
To an extent, it's a good thing that it's not good that people have to wait, but it's good that people have to wait because people are getting tested.
I know somebody else that had a colonoscopy done and they didn't go far enough. So he was given the 5-year thumbs up and all of a sudden started to have problems. The cancer spread throughout his body.
Oh my!
He ended up with brain cancer and passed away. And ultimately, I know that the family sued because the cancer was there and it could have been caught and removed if the colonoscopy would have caught it, but they made a mistake when doing the colonoscopy. So it's important to get it done right.
We're going to be praying on this end for you, okay?
I'm going to be
all the time.
Listen, I know I had a bad night last Friday, but I've had a couple of really good days to the point where you know what it's kind of like. I'm equating it to this. Number one, when they say drink a lot of water when you take this medicine, listen to them, because I'd like to maybe 2 small glasses of water. Well, the aching, the stomach ache and the digestive craziness, it was brutal. So now I'm like 3 tall glasses of water when I take this medicine, and it dilutes it to the point where I can handle it. So that's a good thing, and all will be good. Jack, thank you for your story. Real men get tested for cancer.
Yep. You got to go get tested. I mean, for what it takes, not that long, it's not that bad.
And like I said, it is the best sleep you will have when they put you out. They get you counting from 3 down, and you get to 3 and boom, you're out. So, all right, good stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
Have a good one, guys.
You do the same. Can I tell you these quick stories quickly, and then I've got another, and then I'll break. So Friday night we're out there, and they could not. I don't know because I hadn't been eating. So when you're doing your blood work, they say drink a lot of water because it'll be easier for them to get blood. They, for the life of them and the life of me, could not find a vein. I thought they were going to ask me, okay, take your shoes off. We're going to try your feet.
Going to go in between your toes.
They were everywhere. And I mean, you see all the bruising on my arms. It was to the point where I thought the nurse was going to cry. And so she's trying. Then she brought in another nurse, and they are going deep. Now they bring in this little device, which I've seen before when I was at St. E's, and it allows you to see below the skin, and
that's creepy.
And they can see the veins, and she still couldn't get it. So finally, the other nurse said, maybe we ought to call so-and-so down in intensive care and have them send somebody up. And she said, all right. And she continued to dig. It was killing me. Yeah. So
wait till the guy gets here, please.
He came up, and it did take him a little while to find a vein, but he's like, listen, I do this probably 300 times a day. So boom, boom, boom. Within 5 minutes, he had it, and they put in the IV. So that was something. Here are the two stories. Number one, we walk in and she's asking me questions, and she said, "When was the last time you had an IV?" Now I get it. I'm a little out of it. I'm in pain. I'm a little tired, but I'm not losing it. I still
you need the SAGE test.
So I'm kind of pausing, and I said an IV because it's different than giving blood. They use a different needle. The needle's a little bit larger, and so I'm saying. And my wife is thinking that I'm having some sort of a senior citizen moment, speaks to me like her second graders. They want to know when was the last time. And I'm like, why are you talking to me like I'm an old person? So this is all happening. We're doing our own little routine. So the nurse then, after the guy came up from ICU and said, and got it, the nurse is like, "You know what it is? I mean, I could have gotten it, but he's so muscular." So you think you're laughing. My wife bursts out into an eruption of laughter like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" So at the end of the whole thing, I will tell you, I think we put on more of a show for the nurses that were in there.
I'm glad they were entertained
than anything else, and they were quite entertained. And you know, you're born with a certain body type, and that's what she was saying. The other woman was like, "No, his skin is like leather." All right, I don't want to hear that. Anyway,
quiet you.
we got through it. I've got some. Richard, it's a good point. I'm going to get into it. Did you hear the woman singing the national anthem?
Oh my God!
Last night at the All-Star game.
Despicable.
And
Despicable.
It was bad. I will let. If you didn't hear it, I'm going to play it for you. Coming up at WIBX.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Your summer of fun starts with AmeriQ. Enjoy no payments for the first 90 days on new and used auto, motorcycle, boat, rec loans, and more. Wherever summer takes you, go further with AmeriQ. And 90 days with no payments. Offer expires July 31st. Apply today at ameriq.org/no-pay. Application subject to credit approval. Automatic payments required. Interest begins accruing on date loan is opened and will be amortized over the monthly payments. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top-quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. All month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is celebrating America with their Made in America sale. Stop in today and explore their extensive inventory and their many new arrivals for every room in your home. And don't forget, Adirondack Home Furniture has more than just rustic pieces. They carry a wide variety of modern, farmhouse style, and traditional. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or Gold Bond flippable mattresses. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally for free of charge, or you can pick it up yourself from the showroom. So stop in to Adirondack Home Furniture today and celebrate America with the Made in America sale going on now. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at EasyCater.com.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Okay. So, the home run derby last night, and they had a Ingrid Andress.
Yeah,
she's a four-time Grammy nominee, by the way.
Yeah, she's one of these singers.
By the way,
I've never even heard of her.
Four-time Grammy nominee. Now we know why she never won.
Well, she's one of these singers that has that kind of indie folk type voice where it's different. But when you're singing the national anthem, just stick to the classics. It was dreadful. It was almost, if you didn't know any better or you didn't know the artist, maybe you'd think.
Here's a little.
Then it was mockery.
Here's a little of her. This is her. Give you an idea what she sounds like.
I can't wait to show you where I grew up.
She's got that Colby Calais sound.
On the foothills of my town.
I do like that sound a lot.
Feel
But
like
this
you've
national
been
anthem,
there before.
Like, see, she sounds decent here.
Yeah, she's really good.
Well,
I've been telling
and then she does this song, this really big song, supposedly.
I could bring you to your knees and get you kicked out the Garden of Eden. Untamable, unframeable, Mona Lisa.
Anyway, that's her. Now, enter no auto-tune, no reverb, no processing. It's just her and the microphone.
but this national anthem was so bad, it got mentioned on Monday Night Raw during commentary during one of the matches. Pat McAfee said,
that's bad.
This match is a lot better than, from what the text I just received, that the national anthem at the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was terrible. So I quickly went back and watched it. And let me tell you something. This was bad.
I think I heard one joke last night. It's like, now Trump isn't the only one with ears that are bleeding. Boom.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't think it's too early. I think had it been bad for him, I guess it would be. But he's okay. He was He was at the convention last night. Okay, here we go. I didn't mean to insult you, Andrew.
Didn't insult me.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Listen to the anthem from last night. Here we are.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
So far, so good.
what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last?
First of all, the words are wrong, and secondly, she's all over on the.
Yeah, she's just all over the place.
She needs autotune here on this. Oh boy.
Gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Oh boy, pitchy.
through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming.
It gets worse.
And the rocket's red glare.
Oh boy. I'm thinking up to that point, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. If she's singing a cappella, that's not easy. And up to that point, but then it goes off the rails.
Keep listening.
Oh boy.
Oh, keep listening.
The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, people are reacting.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I so hope she was drunk, Because then she'd at least have something to be able to explain, here's why that happened.
So my future father-in-law
my God, that was
texting
bad.
me saying they had to take the cameras off the players because they were laughing.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord, that's bad.
Yeah.
Well, as Mike says here this morning, I never thought I could find someone who would actually make the Roseanne Barr rendition sound good.
I was just going to say.
Wow, that's just terrible. Let's see. I got a call from Jill Biden. What was that number on the dementia hotline?
Sage test, Jill. You did so. I was thinking
SAGE, Sage test.
I was thinking of you're talking about your wife Allie, trying to explain when the last time you had the IV was. And it was like,
the IV, it's when you were at St. E's or before your colonoscopy. Like, why are you yelling at me like this? Like I'm an old person. I can hear you. I'm sorry.
People talk to old people like they have to scream.
Yeah. Last night, the head of the Teamsters spoke of the NRC. Teamsters are doing no endorsement for the presidential election. I watched on NBC News the interview with Biden and Lester Holt. I thought Lester Holt did a really good job because he asked about the whole bullseye thing. And I kind of know where he was going, but it does make you, in this current climate, it makes you think, did he use bullseye? Was that like a dog whistle? And I don't believe with Biden it really is. It's a wonder Biden was able to even remember what a bullseye is.
Right.
So, and basically what really was going on there is Biden, and he didn't say it last night, but he should have. He just should have been honest. So what Biden really should have been saying is the bullseye should be on Donald Trump, not on me. You people got to focus on him and stop talking about my debate performance. That's where, if you put that into context, you can understand. But he should have used that as the excuse. But he doesn't want to he doesn't want to go back to the debate because it was so horrific. I got to tell you, the interview last night was not good either. There were moments where he kind of, because they ran it at 9:00. They ran it unedited, and I appreciate that. No edits.
When was the actual interview done? Was it live?
No, the interview was done just before Nightly News. So it was like 5:00 today. It was after J.D. Vance was announced. So that was like close to 4. So because a whole reference, he said Donald Trump has just chosen J.D. Vance. I watched the thing. It was, I got to tell you, it was not, once again, it's another interview that he's out there trying to help his cause. This does not help the cause.
Did you see in the when he addressed the nation on Sunday, I believe
I only saw clips of that on Sunday.
He almost said, "Make America Great Again." He had to stop himself. He's like, "We have to make America," and you could see that he stopped.
Yeah,
like
now
he
he's thinking,
said
don't
it.
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would have been funny, right? That would have been very funny.
Oh, it would have been played over and over and over again.
Anyway, what's his name? Bill Maher actually is saying August, I think he said either 8th or 9th, is his day that he's done a little digging in. He believes the day that Biden will drop out is August 9th or 8th. There's no way you can stay in. There is no way. Then again, there's probably a way. I don't know how they can do it. And if he's this bad now, what's he going to be like on election night? Gotta wonder. All right, we got a break. We have a lot to get to, including Hobanka's free money question of the day coming up.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
He got a big ovation. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Please welcome Donald J. Trump.
That ovation then turned into chants of USA.
It was an emotional first day at the Republican National Convention here in Milwaukee. Tens of thousands of attendees warmly welcomed former President Trump, cheering him on less than 2 days after he was nearly assassinated. Trump was formally nominated as the 2024 Republican nominee earlier in the day.
That's Fox's Brooke Sigmund, and the former president with a bandaged right ear stood side by side with his running mate last night. And Fox's Kristen Goodwin reports from Milwaukee.
Senator J.D. Vance telling Fox News' Sean Hannity the former president called him earlier on Monday to break the news, calling it a moment he'll never forget.
He just said, look, I think we've got to go save this country. I think you're the guy who can help me in the best way. You can help me govern. You can help me win.
Addressing being critical of the former president, then presidential candidate in 2016.
I was certainly skeptical of Donald Trump in 2016, but President Trump was a great president, and he changed my mind. I think he changed the minds of a lot of Americans.
Now, President Biden calls Vance a Trump clone, and in an NBC News interview, he defended a remark before the assassination attempt that we need to put the former president in a bullseye, but he called it a mistake.
The truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was, there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Now, the president again called his rival a threat to democracy. The head of Homeland Security calls the assassination attempt a security failure. And today, some House lawmakers will get a Secret Service briefing before a hearing Monday. GOP Congressman Nancy Mace tells Fox police were alerted there was a suspicious person on the top of the building at the rally.
How is this even possible? We've all seen the interviews of citizens on the ground, rally goers who saw it, reported it, and it seemed like nothing happened or didn't happen fast enough.
As police are still trying to figure out the gunman's motive. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you've heard me say that cell phone service with Pure Talk is half the cost of Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. $20 a month, you get unlimited talk and text, plenty of data. And you think, okay, Hannity, what's the catch? Well, there isn't one. Just ask the thousands of listeners who have made the switch of mine, and they love Pure Talk and their U.S. customer service, the great coverage on America's most dependable 5G network. Dial pound 250, say the keyword save now to start saving now on your cell phone plan. Jerry Paget, the second enlisted in the U.S. Navy and deployed multiple times to Iraq and Afghanistan until Jerry was catastrophically injured in an improvised explosive device blast. Now, Jerry received a new smart home thanks to our friends at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Now, the home is in the foundation's Let Us Do Good Village. It's in Florida, and Jerry now lives more independently thanks to the specially adaptive technologies. Commit to $11 a month, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Special counsel Jack Smith will appeal the federal judge's ruling in Florida that dismissed the Trump classified documents criminal case, a decision the Senate's majority leader, Democrat Chuck Schumer, called wrong on the law, showing the Trump-appointed judge is biased.
Judge Cannon found that the AG, Merrick Garland, simply didn't have the authority to appoint a federal officer with the kind of prosecutorial power wielded by special counsel Jack Smith. In the documents case, former President Trump was indicted on charges that he willfully retained sensitive national security documents at his estate at Mar-a-Lago down in Florida. After leaving office in 2021, they also accused him of obstructing government efforts to retrieve the material.
That's Fox's Kevin Cork. Now, after the case dismissal, former President Trump, who claims the prosecution's political, called for an end to the weaponization of the justice system. There's storm and tornado damage from Iowa up to Michigan. One person was killed in Indiana. It's left nearly 500,000 homes and businesses without power, while in Texas, there's still more than 100,000 outages. More than a week after Hurricane Beryl hit, Governor Greg Abbott is not happy.
CenterPoint has completely dropped the ball with regard to getting power back on.
Some in the Houston area may not get electricity and air conditioning till Friday. We'll get a key update to the economy this morning, focused on consumers and our spending, retail sales for June. On Wall Street, stock futures have been up a bit the day after the Dow closed at a record high. There's a new baseball home run king, Teoscar Hernandez, after a derby that came down to the final swing on ESPN.
Oh, he swung. Gotta go. Get legs. Get legs. Oh!
But Bobby Witt Jr.'s attempt on ESPN hit the wall, and the Royals slugger fell just short of tying Hernandez in the final, so Hernandez becomes the first Dodger to win the Derby. The Major League All-Star Game is tonight on Fox. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. It is 69 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. It is expected to be yet another very hot and humid day across central New York. A heat advisory that went into effect at noon yesterday remains in place through at least 8 p.m. tonight. Once again, heat index values are predicted to be in the mid-90s to even 100 degrees in some spots. Some ideas to help save money while attempting to stay cool include using fans to spread cold air around and turning up your thermostat just a few degrees. A Syracuse University alumni is revealing details of his experience at a campaign rally held by former President Donald Trump over the weekend. Trump ended up being shot by 20-year-old Thomas Crooks during an event in Pennsylvania Saturday, and one person was also killed. Scott McFarlane tells the Post-Standard that bullets sounded like firecrackers and that it's hard for him to forget the screams that came from the crowd. Crooks died after being shot by the Secret Service.
Can I just say the one thing that I haven't heard anybody talking about, and I don't understand why they're not talking about it, is so now we find out that the local police sharpshooters, they knew, or state police, they knew somebody was on the building. So people were saying there's someone on the building, and we keep hearing they paid no attention, but it turns out they did. They actually had people in the building, and then somebody going up the ladder, and the gunman
got spooked.
Who looks like a child, like a geeky child. I can't even believe what this kid.
And the FBI got in his phone, by the way, so we'll have to see what's.
So anyway, what is interesting. Why are they not paying attention to? At some point, they knew there was somebody on that roof. There had to be 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 5 minutes in between when they knew someone was on the roof and Trump was on the stage. Shouldn't someone have radioed the Secret Service to say, we've got a gunman on the roof? You would have immediately taken Trump off the stage before shots were fired.
Or if he had not been up at that point because he hadn't been speaking very long, don't put him up there.
Put him out until... How is it that we missed that? To me, that is the biggest miss of all, because there has to be time in between. Yeah. They could have gotten him off while he was distracted by police or when they saw him climbing up on the roof. But instead, they just allowed Trump to go. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
That part, I do not understand.
It is, hopefully we'll get all the answers.
I mean, are we that bad that we can't, one department can't communicate with the other, and we set ourselves up for that at an event like this? Didn't we learn from 9/11 that everybody, all agencies have to communicate? This made no sense to me.
Well, changes hopefully will be made with regard to that, but you're already seeing the blame game being played.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
A Utica man has been arrested for trying to cash $120,000 in stolen funds. According to police, a business in Utah closed a bank account and asked the bank to send a check for the remaining money. When the business went to deposit that check, the bank informed that the check had already been deposited in Utica. Police conducted an investigation, and 34-year-old Brandon
Utica.
Mitchell.
Utica, New York.
Utah to Utica.
Wow.
Brandon Mitchell as the suspect. He was arrested and charged with second-degree attempted grand larceny as well as possession of a forged instrument. And a 100-year-old woman is celebrating after finally getting her diploma from Farrington High School in Honolulu. Ethel Nishimoto was denied a graduation ceremony in the aftermath of the Pearl Harbor attack in 1941. Sunday was her 100th birthday. To celebrate the milestone, Ethel's family surprised her with her high school diploma with the help of Farrington High School officials. They even had a cap and gown for Ethel to wear as she accepted the diploma 82 years later. It is 7:09. Your weather forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly cloudy early with thunderstorms becoming more likely in the afternoon. Some severe storms and a high of 90 degrees. For tonight, some lingering showers and possible thunderstorms, low of 69. And tomorrow, Wednesday, look for rain showers in the morning with scattered thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon. High 81. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, sunny skies, just shy of 70 degrees at 7:10. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. Juan Soto continues to be asked about his future. During All-Star Media Day, the Yankees outfielder said nobody knows the future when asked about returning to the Yankees. Soto is at his third consecutive All-Star game. and with a third different team. He represented the Nationals
Did
in
you
22.
just think I was making it up that the talk around is that the Mets are one of the leading contenders because they've got money?
This may be an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
He has had a good season so far, no doubt about it. He's slumping a little bit, but it makes you wonder, do the Yankees want to spend all that money?
Right. That's my point.
Let
That
the
is
Mets
the
take
whole
the
point
big
of it.
salary
Yeah.
cap. Or
Well,
there's no salary
yeah.
cap. But let the Mets take on the big salary.
And they're
And
good
then-
with it. That owner is just good with it. He's going to go right downtown. Right down into the subway.
He did represent the Washington Nationals in 22 before being traded to the San Diego Padres, where he spent the 23 season. The Bronx Bombers acquired the 25-year-old during the offseason, but have yet to work out a contract extension.
Here's the only one thing I will say is with Pete Alonso, the argument has been, well, listen, the reason he's not hitting the huge amount of home runs that he was is because now that they know he's a home run hitter, pitchers are basically pitching around him, and they found his Achilles heel. They're going after him, and that's why. Well, did you see the home run derby? I mean, those were being lobbed in.
Yeah.
And it's all in his head. He
Yeah.
can't figure out how
I
to hit
didn't
a
know.
home run.
I mean, I
anymore.
know that was the pitcher he used for his previous
Yeah.
home run derby
Yeah.
wins, but I didn't know that the pitches were too good for him either last night.
I thought they
from what I
were
watched.
up and inside. There were a lot of pitches up and inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of the home run derby, Teoscar Hernandez is the 2024 MLB home run derby champion. The Dodgers slugger crushed 14 homers to defeat Royals shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. in the final round from Arlington. He became the first Dodger and seventh Dominican-born player to win the derby. Hernandez snuck in as the last player to advance from round one after hitting 19 homers and took down Phillies third baseman Alec Bohm in a swing-off in the semis. Witt Jr. hit 13 home runs in the final round after defeating Guardians third baseman Jose Ramirez in these semifinals. And the Stars will align in Arlington tonight for the 2024 MLB All-Star Game. The American and National Leagues clash at Globe Life Field for the 94th Midsummer Classic. The Phillies are sending the most players to the game with 8. The Dodgers have 7. And Orioles ace Corbin Burns was named the AL starter. The NL counters with Pirates rookie sensation Paul Skeens. It is 7:13.
All right, I want to talk about a couple of big things. River Hills Properties continues to be the fastest growing real estate company in central New York. And in upstate New York, they're the number one independent real estate company. And it's because nobody sells homes like River Hills. It's all of the extra things they do. Your listing agent learns everything there is to know about the home. They create a book, 40 to 100 pages, which is the manual for the home. Everything from the layout to any improvement, to warranties, etc. It's all there in the book. And they never use the lockbox. Your listing agent is always there when the house is shown. And oh, yes, your home may be listed with River Hills and may end up on their new TV show called Sold in Upstate New York. You can see the show on YouTube right now. Just search Sold in Upstate New York, or watch on WPNY Saturdays at 2 and WFXV Fox 33 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. on Sundays. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. And portions of the program brought to you by our man, Ricky Z. It is possible to drive an award-winning Mazda with 0% APR financing. It is indeed. Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 SE for only $285 a month on a 36-month lease. Or you can save with 0% APR financing on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See the dealership for details. As Ricky says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steve Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Should you be taking these vaccines, and I know that we're talking about doing a flu shot, coronavirus shot.
Like a combo, like a cocktail.
Combo, right? Yeah. And I don't know that they have that going. When should you get these? Should you get a COVID shot? What do you think? Are they safe? There's a lot of people out there saying that they are not. And I say a lot. It is a small minority, but they're still out there and they're making noise. What does Dr. Hall think? We'll get to it coming up. And Hope Micah's free money question of the day. We'll do it 7:35 this morning. Davey, this morning, you're going to be looking for the potential of giving away how much money?
$200.
Oh, he is going rogue.
Creeping up.
$200 on the line this morning. We'll do it coming up at 7:35 at WIBX.
Wow. Biden's at it again.
Inflation, rising costs for everything. What now?
Try big government control of our Medicare drug benefit.
The more I hear, the more it seems we can't afford Biden's Medicare agenda.
They're right. And it's because seniors are already feeling the pain of Biden's drug coverage changes, with almost 2 million forced from their plans and spiked premiums for nearly 5 million more. Now, Congress wants to expand the Biden Medicare agenda even more. But studies show Biden's plan will restrict access, shrink coverage, and limit availability of needed drugs for all seniors. Thankfully, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is a champion for Medicare drug coverage. Call her at 202-224-3121. Urge her to stop Biden's radical Medicare changes by opposing H.R. 4895 now. Paid for by Seniors for Better Care.
Are you ready to beat the heat and get fit? Hi, this is Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and in Clinton. At Fit Body Boot Camp, the environment is cool and the workouts are hot. My team of Rockstar certified coaches promise that you'll leave feeling sweaty. Nope, not because of the heat, but because of our invigorating workouts designed to provide you with unbelievable energy and strength. But how do you get started? Well, I'll make it real easy for you. All you need to do is call us at 315-725-3789 or find us on Facebook and sign up for 3 free sessions.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley take up to 60 months to pay with no money down at Mattress Express on anything in the store for qualified buyers. See store for details. Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus in New Hartford, and Oneida and the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center. We're the members of IBEW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment tu t'appelles?
Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Coming up at 7:35, we'll do Habakkuk's free money question of the day. It's worth $200 today. Davey, today is also the very first day of the Lewis, I hate to say this.
It's the Lewis County Fair in Lowville.
Boilermaker Hits. Hall of Fame, was that this past weekend?
No, that's this weekend coming up, which I will be at starting on Friday.
Boilermaker Hits, and all of a sudden
it's the World Series of Botch, too, this weekend.
And the World Series of Botch.
There's a lot going on.
Can you guys arrange that, make sure we're good for Friday, because I think we're going to be broadcasting.
And it's also the Bavarian Festival and a couple other festivals.
The Bavarian Festival. Davey is
the community. He's a human community calendar.
He is,
what
yes.
he is.
Good morning, Davey, the human calendar.
Good morning.
Tell me, Lewis County Fair is this week. This begins the end of the summer.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but
So
the fair season is getting underway. Because if I'm correct, you correct me if I'm wrong. Lewis County is this weekend. Next weekend is, and somewhere along the line here in July will be the Madison County Fair.
Madison County Fair was already last weekend. That was last. It was previous last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and wrapped up on Sunday. The Lewis County Fair starts today. It runs until Sunday, and then next Tuesday starts the United County Boonville Fair, and that runs until next Sunday.
How do you rate the Madison County Fair? Was it poor? Was it excellent? Or was it fair?
Well, they didn't have no rides this year.
They didn't.
Because the ride company that they had backed out on them and
last minute
and closed their
really
because of insurance issues.
Oh
man.
Okay.
Well, that's a huge thing for a fair.
Well, this is the home of the real traditional agricultural fair
In Brookfield?
In
Where the
Brookfield.
Madison County. I've
Yeah.
only been.
You
I
come
didn't
in
go
down
this
the
year.
hill there, and it is a real throwback fair. I feel like my band when we were in high school. I was in junior high school, and our band we made $50 playing at the Madison County Fair. Yep, and they loved us.
You had the set list in Studio B, right?
We were in this giant metal room, and the sound was ricocheting all over the place. You couldn't tell what we were playing. That's why I think they thought we were good. Yeah, I do have the set list. Thank you, Andrew. And then the Oneida County Fair is a big one every year.
Yeah,
Lewis County is this week.
Lewis County is this week.
Herkimer County Fair comes
in August.
It comes just before the state fair every year. Okay. You'll be our fair reporter.
Okay.
All right. So Lewis County, what's your prediction on that?
Well, I'm probably going to go up on Friday because there's a country show that I want to see, and I'll give a full report on Monday.
All right. What's your favorite fair?
Yeah, who's the country act, by the way?
What's your favorite fair? F-A-R-E.
My favorite is the United County Boonville Fair.
Okay. But what I mean is, what's your favorite food at the fair?
I like kielbasa sandwiches at the fair.
Okay, you like those.
You don't like the deep fried ranch dressing?
I don't.
Is
That's
Minnesota,
amazing.
That's the Minnesota
It's just
fair.
a deep fried glob of ranch dressing on the inside.
Yes, and cream cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, I love ranch dressing, but I ain't going to try.
Yeah.
That's a good question for Dr. Hall. How many? What's the risk factor for your arteries? Deep fried cream cheese and ranch.
How many stents will be needed after going to the fair this year? Dr. Kent Hall is on the line right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
It is listen, the reality is if you take care of yourself and you do well in terms of your diet and making sure your cholesterol is low and all of those things, there's nothing wrong with having a moment where you're eating a deep-fried Oreo or a deep-fried Twinkie or a deep-fried glob of cream cheese and ranch dressing. It's okay, right?
Well, I won't comment on people's culinary taste.
Yes.
But certainly, things in moderation are fine. If that was your dietary staple, then there would be some serious problems. But if it's an indulgence every once in a while, okay, have at it.
To me, it's not the gigantic turkey leg. Is that what it is? It's like what do they call is it the turkey leg? Yeah. Like the big,
turkey. That's
those
the staple
huge
at Disney World.
Turkey legs. It's not the turkey leg that looks bad. It's the guy with sneakers, tall black socks, cut off jeans, and the strap white T-shirt with no teeth. To me, that's
How's he eating that turkey leg?
That is what is the amazement of the turkey leg to me. Yeah. Okay, Doc. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I hope that everybody is, staying, being smart and staying as cool as possible, at least for the rest of the day today. I guess this weather's going to break tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but you got to be careful.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, when the weather's going to be like this, you won't be able to watch Wheel of Fortune because KTV is going to be doing a big weather interruption coming up tonight where the meteorologists are looking at all the tornadoes throughout New York State. Expect that, I guess. You're right. And it is hot and oppressive. And it is important to try to stay cool if you can. Okay. I did want to give you just a little, the more I go through this journey of mine, this latest cancer journey, it is amazing, Doc, the medicines that have been created. Now, keep in mind, for me, I think the biggest shock of all was I had no symptoms until I started taking the medicine, and then you start feeling the side effects of the medicine. But very much like I would equate what I'm going through with this medicine, because they said your body will begin to react. I will begin to accept it more as time goes on, meaning the side effects will actually dissipate a little bit, because they've been a little rough, but probably not nearly as rough as somebody who's getting full chemo. But I kind of equate these pills, chemo pills, called oral chemotherapy. I kind of equate it to like what you get when they give you pain medication. So that first pill you take, pain medication, it's like, wow, it just took care of the pain. It was gone. Second time, it was gone pretty quickly. Yeah. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, it doesn't work as well, or it doesn't have the same effects. I feel like that's what I'm going through as each day goes on. I seem to get a little better with fewer side effects. Is that what is happening?
Yeah, your concept is spot on. Obviously the specifics are going to be different for different kind of medications.
Right.
But let me back up and say something first that you mentioned, which is that you weren't really having symptoms until you started taking the treatment, and then you started getting symptoms and side effects from the treatment.
Right.
That's one of the big problems with cancer, is that you don't get symptoms right away, and if you're not vigilant, which you've talked about, real
the importance of
stuff.
Yep.
Then by the time that you get the symptoms from the cancer, it is oftentimes way beyond the ability to catch up from a treatment standpoint. So I think that's an important thing to emphasize.
Yeah.
When it comes to the treatment, yes, people say, oh my God, I don't want, I felt better without it. I don't want to take this and stuff. Your body will develop a tolerance to the medication. It will take time. So to your point, the first time that you take the medication, it's, the side effects, it's like your body's going, what the heck is this? And it's, and so it is going to react, and it's going to react more strongly. But after a while, it gets used to it. And if you follow, again, to what you were talking about earlier, if you follow what the recommendations are in terms of the supplements, whether it's, sometimes it's just drinking water and things like that.
Right.
Sometimes it's you need to take multivitamins with it, because the vitamins actually suppress in addition to augmenting what the medication does, they also suppress some of the side effects of it. And so, yes, after a while, will they go away completely?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But they will certainly get much more tolerable.
The number one reason for people with chronic myeloid leukemia, with this type of leukemia, and probably with others as well, the number one reason that people fall back in deeper to the disease to the point where they're not successful and ultimately it ends very badly. The number one reason, they don't like how they feel when they take the medicine.
Right. That you're exactly right there. And that's why it's important that first of all that we, physicians are being honest with patients and saying, listen, this is how you're going to feel. These are the kind of symptoms that you're going to have, and there's a high probability that you're going to have these symptoms, and you're going to get nausea, and you're going to get fatigue, and those kinds of things. But they will pass, and we will be there with you to ride through that.
Yeah.
And then, and we will try, and we will do what we can to help you through those symptoms. But don't have, the initial, foray into taking these medications and the way that you feel initially with them, be a stopping point for you.
Yeah.
That's just part of the journey. it's like when you're training for the Boilermaker. When you first start training, your muscles are like,
yeah,
what are
right.
you doing to me?
Yep.
But after you've been doing it for a while, it's like, hey, this is okay.
I can get through it. Yep. It is interesting, and you're right, especially because this is a trial. They're monitoring my every move and how whatever side effects I have and how I react to it. So you can't make any, like when you even say vitamins, I have to bring that actual vitamin that I want to take to the doctor and say, can I take this? And they'll then determine whether or not it's okay to take it. So it's very precise, which I feel like through all this, I'm doing something that is in some way helping people down the road, right? I'm a part of this that is hopefully helping people that get this going forward. But it's very amazing to me that back before 2001, people, they would have a bone marrow transplant. They'd have chemo, they would have radiation, and the chance of survival beyond 5 years was about 30%. I mean, doesn't it just make you think about the timing of life? The timing of when you were born, the timing of when you developed a disease. And you think about all of those people, young and old, who developed it at an earlier age or an earlier time period before we had created these, and I'm sure in 50 years, 100 years, we're going to be looking back and saying, wow, I can't believe they had to go through that. But it's all about timing, isn't it?
Yeah, to a very great extent, it is. And, I would say, it's bad luck for people that were born, before 1942 when they didn't have penicillin.
Very good point.
And,
yeah.
So it's the constant forward motion of medicine, and it's medical theory, it's medical practice, it's technology in terms of the different drugs and the different ways that we can target things. I mean, now there's immune therapy where they will take your cancer cells, not for everybody, but they will, in certain cancers, they will take your cancer cells and they will develop antibodies against them to use your body's immune system to fight the cancer that is actually a part of you. It's just phenomenal what is being developed now. But we are still, again, to your point, we are in the early stages of that kind of treatment.
Yeah.
And in 50 years or 100 years, who knows what we're going to be able to give somebody and have them completely eradicate something that right now is, kills or severely debilitates people.
I know it sounds really crazy, but I was reading something the other day that said that we are on the edge of creating a world where people don't necessarily die. And I know that sounds sci-fi and far-fetched, but with AI and the advancements that we've made, we are on the verge. Now, the key to all of this is you can keep me alive, but how about keeping me alive and also feeling good? That's the other.
Yeah, that's quality of life is the other question.
Quality of life problem, I think, that's out there.
Yeah, and while it would be interesting, certainly, to be immortal, I think it might be a little scary too.
And boring.
The reality is that the human body, is designed to fail at a certain time. I mean, so the processes that are involved in the human body, they degrade over time, and we have planned obsolescence built into our system. So it would have to be some fairly dramatic findings and ability to counteract those natural evolutionary changes or steps to actually say, okay, now somebody can live for even 150 years or 200 years. I mean, right now the belief is that somewhere in the 120s is really the maximum that a human body can live, simply because of the degradation of our biological process.
The only thing I can say is two words: Mick Jagger. I'm just going to say it.
Well, he had a lot of medications throughout his career.
There's something going on there. I don't know how he's doing it. Again, the body not necessarily looking young, but man, does he keep going. And a message from my wife. When we took our vows, it was forever. I just didn't realize forever meant this long. Oh, boy. All right. And then why is it we are able to trust all of this science, all of this medicine, but for some reason when it comes to vaccines, and it comes to specifically the COVID vaccine, but many other vaccines as well, we don't trust it. All of a sudden, things are like, we don't know what they're giving us. And there are plenty of YouTube videos and Facebook videos out there to tell people, be afraid, this is not safe. I know you're someone who has taken the COVID vaccine, and now that the risk seems to be somewhat tolerable, unless you have an underlying condition, do you still get the vaccine? What's your recommendation? And is the vaccine safe?
So, from a safety standpoint, the answer is yes. I mean, COVID vaccines, and I've said this before, so I apologize if people are getting tired of hearing me, get on this particular soapbox. The COVID vaccines have been given to literally billions of people. And, if they were dangerous, we would have seen a huge spike in the diseases that people are saying, or the conditions that people are saying that they cause. And that just hasn't happened. And so, yes, they are safe. Are they effective? Well, effective, you need to look at what it is that they're designed to do and what they're designed to attack or to protect from. So, if you took a COVID vaccine that was designed with the initial COVID or even with Delta, then you would find that it really wouldn't be very beneficial because COVID itself has evolved into something else. But if you take one of the ones that is specifically targeted against the most recent variants, then yes, it will be highly effective in decreasing the severity of disease. It doesn't keep people from getting the disease. It makes it less likely for you to get severe disease. So is that important for everybody? So I would say two things. It is definitely important for people that have comorbidities that put them in line to have more severe disease. So again, I've said this a lot of times: heart disease, diabetes, obesity, lung disease, cancer, anything that harms your immune system and decreases its ability to fight infections, you are more prone to have a severe disease, even with the current circulating ones that tend to make the disease less severe than it was back in 20 and 21. So that's true. The second thing is that these diseases, that these are that if you get it, then your ability to transmit to other people. So even though you may not have those kinds of diseases, so you're less likely to have severe disease anyway, that if you get the vaccine, then your ability to transmit it is decreased, and therefore you may not be a vector for someone else. And that, I think, is important from a community standpoint.
Will you be getting it this year?
Absolutely.
You will. All right. Doc, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, as always. We'll speak again next week. Have a wonderful week and stay cool. It's hot out there.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And everybody, please be safe.
Thanks so much. Dr. Kent Hall from retirement. I still have that MVHS in my head. So thanks, Doc. Have a great day. All right, let's do Habaika's free money question of the day. Then, are we making progress in Ilion on Remington? Herkimer County IDA says we might be. And we'll speak with John Pisak coming up in a second. Right now, Davey, we're doing Habaika's free money question of the day. You've already said it's worth $200. And what are you thinking? What caller?
7.
Seventh caller through our lines right now at 315-736-0186. Caller number 7. 315-736-0186 at WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture knows that when it comes to outdoor furniture, you want something that's comfortable, durable, and stylish. That's why Polywood is the perfect choice. Polywood furniture is made from high-quality materials that are weather-resistant and easy to clean. Plus, each piece is designed with comfort and style in mind, so you can enjoy your outdoor space like never before. Whether you're looking for classic Adirondack chairs, stylish dining sets and sofas, or a beautiful fire pit, Polywood has everything you need to create the perfect outdoor oasis. So why wait? Transform your outdoor space into a place of relaxation, fun, and style with Polywood furniture at Adirondack Home Furniture. Stop in and explore their large selection of Polywood pieces and take one home today. Adirondack Home Furniture does custom orders, delivery, and setup. Stop in today and explore the world of Polywood. Adirondack Home Furniture in the former Riverside Mall, North Utica, or at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
New York State's largest selection of Purple mattresses is at Mattress Express. Come in and try all 9 Purple mattresses. We pull up the website and give you the same price as online. No appointment necessary. All locations at MattressExpressNY.com.
There's no glory in getting beat up on the job. Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting work done. But Ferris commercial mowers at Clinton Tractor help you finish strong and feel good doing it with patented suspension technology. Visit Clinton Tractor today for a test drive and feel the Ferris difference. Or go to ClintonTractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at EasyCater.com.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment tu t'appelles?
Vous êtes d'où?
Vous êtes d'où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right. On the line right now, $200 from the Hobeika Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. Each and every day, they give us a chance to give away some money. And if you need legal advice, legal help, call the Hobeika Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Hobeika at 315-724-1600. Candy is on the line right now, ready to take a shot at Hobeika's free money question of the day. Candy, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Not bad.
You paused there for a moment, like, you know.
Should I give
really
them my issues?
Yes. If I tell
us what's bothering you,
you're
Candy.
going to feel like you shouldn't have asked. You piece of garbage.
Right.
Okay, listen, that's all right. I understand. Trust me. Okay, you know the way this goes. You have 7 seconds to answer the question. Get it out there. Bingo. You win the $200. If you don't have an answer, just throw one in there. All right? Andrew, you ready to go? Davey,
Always.
eyes open. Here we go. Here's your question. Who sang the national anthem at the last MLB Home Run Derby? Ready? Go.
Cyndi Lauper.
Was it Cyndi Lauper?
You know,
Post Malone.
Was it Post Malone?
You know, it's funny she said that about Cyndi Lauper.
Was it Elvis?
I almost thought that this singer actually sounded like Cyndi Lauper, like today's.
She
day and
does
age
have
Cyndi
that
Lauper.
today's version of Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. The answer: Ingrid Andress, 4-time Grammy nominee. She's got a beautiful voice, but last night she was horrific.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
I only heard the horrific. I didn't watch it last night.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad.
All right, we're gonna give you the food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card, and it's available to be used at the Comets games, Nexus, 72 Tavern and Grill when they're open, Babes, Taylor and the Cook, Aquavino, and the list goes on. So stand by. Davey's gonna hook you up.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Nice job. I say nice job because she gave an answer.
2 answers.
Well, we can't count
within
the
the
second
7
one.
seconds.
Yeah, we can't count the second.
I think we should.
That was wrong, too. I don't care what you think. The rules are the rules. But we could easily can't count that, but it wasn't the right one. It wasn't the right answer.
I know.
Ingrid Andress. Here she is, just... Now, I'm going to the beginning is not all that bad when she's singing, but it gets horrific. I think she's...
Bad. It's bad.
She's either drunk or high or something, because she's a good singer. Sounds okay here. When I say it sounds okay, she's still very pitchy, but it's not as bad as this.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Here it goes.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Today we're going out and buying all new wine glasses because she broke every one in my house.
These studio windows are indestructible. Not anymore.
Man. Just so bad. So bad. We're hearing word that big things are happening in Herkimer County. We do talk about that. And that Remington, a new developer, may be around the corner here. The one in the know is John Pisak, who's on the line right now with the Herkimer IDA. John, good morning.
That is why I don't watch the Home Run Derby.
That's why. Right? I mean, how...
That is why.
If they knew it was going to be that bad, they never would have selected her. I can't imagine. But that was so bad.
So there's no tryouts or anything? You just get to put your name and they pull you out and they say, come on in and sing?
We do tryouts for the Boilermaker. I mean, we have top-notch singers for the Boilermaker. But apparently MLB, Major League Baseball, not following suit. Wow. Well, they could bring us
in.
in.
You're
We could run
mentioning
it.
Ilian. You're mentioning Ilian. I'd rather have Mayor Stevens do the national anthem than that song.
Have you ever heard his version?
It's pretty good.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Pretty patriotic.
You do what you have to do.
We do have a lot going on in Herkimer County. We just bought 76 more acres over in Schuyler.
Okay.
Talked a little bit about that yesterday on another media source there, and we're excited about that. We have a lot of opportunity. You take a look at where we're located and all the Micron activity happening and how we're halfway between Syracuse and Albany, so it is exciting. Myself and several other individuals with an EPA grant we won to take a look and help repurpose the Remington Arms facility. We were here a couple weeks ago. We actually walked about 16,000 steps.
Wow.
That's how much we were through that facility.
Wow.
So we really have been reaching out to a lot of developers and a lot of opportunities and just keep and there's a lot of people interested, so it's a great thing right now. I really was concerned at one point that, what was going to happen here. But it's like having a industrial business park, but it's already built. How do we fill it?
So is your concept a concept that includes keeping and maintaining the existing building or tearing it down and starting over?
The bones are in great shape. The previous owners have maintained it well. The roofs are in great shape. If you go to our website, we have a video up there with some drone footage, and you can see a lot of the roofs and everything. Everything looks good. It's how do you divide it up and how do you make it work?
Yeah. What you ought to do is like there's you could call it Charlestown. And
please.
That's the.
I believe, Bill, you still have a Chess King sweater, don't you? I think you wore that not that long ago.
You could get all that stuff there. Yeah, it was really something. So, and that's the thing. What's the next big thing? And one of the problems I do believe is that a lot of these factories now, these manufacturers, today is Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day. And Amazon, because there's a facility in Herkimer County, but they want they want one level. Tractor Supply, one level. This would not necessarily be that.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the facility, but one level is huge right now. So
yeah.
I think you could really fill one level with one company. I don't think it's going to be one business, but you never know.
Yeah.
I think that the developers you work with are going to be the developers that go after multiple businesses.
Yeah.
It's great bones. It's got great municipal assets to it with the inexpensive power. You got a very willing village board wanting to work with them. You got a willing county. We're in a great location. I'm not just trying to pump everything up, but I think this is the time to really have this structure in place. 6, 8, 10 years ago, if Remington, the original Remington, walked out, we would have been devastated. Now we're working on ways to fill the structure.
Yeah, and the other thing is the you take a look at a Tractor Supply, for instance. Towards the end, these guys were not making, and women were not making big money at all. In fact, there probably was better money being made at Tractor Supply. So another company to come in and maybe offer something like that, offer those jobs, would be an amazing replacement.
Oh, definitely. And you see that the wages are going up around in the area, too. We're still at an attractive wage rate here in our county. But also, too, we're at about 4.4% unemployment, which is huge with development. They like it to be anywhere from 3.3 and higher, and we're at 4.4 right now. So that's very attractive to bring in other development.
Okay.
And we're working as a region, too, now. So whatever we could do to bring things in, either it's, Montgomery County, Herkimer County, Oneida County, we're all working together on this. And this is a large brownfield site. And we do have a lot of people that are very interested in the redevelopment because of the tax credits and different things that can help bring that on board.
Tell me about, are you guys playing any role in the revitalization of the village of Herkimer, in particular that North Main Street area, where just a lot of work needs to be done and they're about to invest some money in there, but it's going to take a whole lot more. What are your thoughts?
Well, definitely. I remember the days we used to hang out at the Green Street Cafe and how nice that Main Street used to be.
Yep.
So right now, the village has won a DRI, Downtown Revitalization Initiative, that we were a part of through the IDA. And we also helped receive recently a Brownfield Opportunity Area Assessment Grant. That's a couple $100,000. And then we have U.S. EPA money, which we put in about a couple $100,000 to really start looking at everything. The key is like with a BOA grant, that you bring in people from other areas, planners from around the Northeast or around the East Coast, and say, hey, what can we do differently? We can't bring it back to the way it used to be, but what can we make work here?
Yeah.
Just like the people we brought into Remington a couple of weeks ago. One was from Cambridge, Mass., one was from Philadelphia, and one was from Pittsburgh. It's great to have different sets of eyes come in and take a look, because we're not unique when it comes to some of these structures or some of the blights on some of our Main Street. We also have an excellent mayor there and a good board that really wants to work and make a change. We still have some young people around. Many graduates of Herkimer High School have gone off and found success elsewhere, and they want to invest back in the community. We went through the Bill's School the other day, and I'll tell you, the bones are great. Are there windows out? Yeah, but those are going to be replaced anyways. We see some huge opportunities there. So I think that anything we can do to bring more attention to the village of Herkimer or Herkimer County is what we need to do to get more things to happen here.
What is for you? What is the perfect vision for the old Remington site? What type of manufacturing? What type of company? If you were to say, I could fit the perfect business, the perfect company to bring in would be blank, what would it be?
Well, let's be honest, another firearms company that could fill the building tomorrow. Wouldn't that be great? But that's not going to happen. So let's look to stuff that's going to change. What are we doing? And I'm not into so much that we're bringing in green energy companies, but I think that what if we wanted to create a solar panel type company here? You have plenty of water because there's wells here that support the production of things. You have plenty of employees. You have a cheap power that can help build these, and then those panels can be shipped everywhere around the country instead of importing them from other countries. That would be a nice thing here. But I also think we can break it up. I mean, walking through the structure, going in there again today, I mean, many times that we've been in there, it's amazing. I sold there for 20 years. I worked for a company in Frankfurt, CTM. We're a precision machining house. And I never realized how some of these rooms and buildings look because they were always full of employees and equipment. But now when you go in there, it's like, it's truly amazing. I think that there's some huge opportunity.
Has everything been?
I'm sorry, Doc.
Has everything been purged? And I heard recently that there were still some Remington employees there that were clearing things out of there. Is that true?
That is true. And most of the equipment that's here now is stuff that's either going to go to some of their other facilities or just get scrapped because, there's equipment in here from the 1800s.
Yeah.
But, it still makes sense to help clear it out. You get a better vision when you have the site cleaned out. That's the key.
Yeah, okay. And then there seems to be a lot of activity happening in Little Falls. Are you guys playing any role in that? And a bit of a controversial project that would add housing to the city.
Well, I look at that housing project, and we don't do pilots per se for that type of housing, and the city is capable of doing that in the community. And it's a community project, so every community has to look and see what they want to develop. Recently, we're helping with trying to reevaluate the Hanson Bridge that goes over to Salata T. And we finally got the engineering report on that, so that should be open soon and able to market that building again. Down near the waterfront, you've got a lot of brownfield opportunity down there, so we've been meeting with a lot of people. They still have their DRI situation going on there. I'm not sure exactly where that is. But they're another great community. You got a brand new mayor who's very excited and wants to see things done. You got some new people on their council. Those are the time, and the county wants to work with them. So everybody's working together to see some great changes here.
Well, and now you have, and you did before, but now extra special, you have a really great mayor to work with in Frankfurt. So Not that you didn't before.
Excellent.
But Justin
I would
Smithson.
not recommend him though for the the grand opening of anything to sing the song like we heard a bad rendition of last night. But yes, you are correct to have
All right.
to have something like him there. It's great too. We've already talked, so
From the
we're in
Stanley
good
Theater
shape.
Studio, WIBX
Thank you.
Utica,
We
Rome.
appreciate it. Have a great day.
WIBX
Sorry, Bill.
950,
Yeah,
92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Donald Trump makes history. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, the first Republican nominated for president 3 straight times, and he got a big ovation that turned into that USA chant at the convention as he waved at the crowd with a bandaged right ear. Former President Trump's first public appearance in surviving the assassination attempt. Fox's Brooks Sigmund was there in Milwaukee.
He was joined on stage Monday night by his VP pick, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. Trump announcing the choice on his Truth Social, saying, quote, as Vice President, J.D. will continue to fight for our Constitution, stand with our troops, and will do everything he can to help me make America great again.
Senator J.D. Vance had been an outspoken Trump critic back in 2016, but tells Fox's Hannity,
President Trump did a really good job. And I actually think it's a good thing when you see somebody you were wrong about him, you ought to admit the mistake.
Well, President Biden tells NBC News he made a mistake, saying before Saturday's shooting that former President Trump should be put in a bullseye, saying he meant there should be a focus on his threats to democracy. The president also again brushed off some calls from fellow Democrats to drop out of the race.
What I'm doing is going out and demonstrating to the American people that I'm in command of all my faculties.
House lawmakers will get a Secret Service briefing today into the assassination attempt and why more wasn't done to prevent it Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania, where Fox's Jonathan Sari reports.
There was police chatter on the radio of an active search for a suspicious individual. And then we know that once the gunman had climbed to the roof of this building just outside of the venue, individual citizens began alerting police.
Investigators are still trying to figure out the gunman's motive. There's tornado and storm damage from Iowa to Michigan. The Chicago area hit hard.
Transformers in our backyards all blew and a tree fell onto them. Now we're trying to figure out what all has been affected out here.
Someone was killed by a falling tree in Indiana. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you've heard me say that cell phone service with Pure Talk is half the cost of Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. $20 a month, you get unlimited talk and text, plenty of data, and you think, okay, Hannity, what's the catch? Well, there isn't one. Just ask the thousands of listeners who have made the switch of mine, and they love Pure Talk and their U.S. customer service, the great coverage on America's most dependable 5G network. Dial pound 250, say the keyword save now to start saving now on your cell phone plan. NYPD officer Jonathan Diller's tragic story made national headlines this year. Now, Jonathan was shot and killed by a career criminal during a traffic stop. Jonathan, who's just 31 years old, leaves behind his wife Stephanie and one-year-old son Ryan. Now, nothing will ever replace the loss of a husband and a father, but the Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to pay off the mortgage on the Diller family's home. Please commit to $11 a month. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Well, the same day Republicans nominated former President Trump at the convention in Milwaukee, he got a big financial boost from the controversial businessman who leads Tesla and SpaceX.
Elon Musk putting his money where his mouth is, announcing he'll contribute $45 million a month to a pro-Trump super PAC, just 2 days after announcing his full support for the former president on his social media platform X. The money will be funneled into America PAC, the new political action committee founded last month that has a focus on registering new voters and encouraging early voting and mail-in voting in swing states. Musk has said he previously voted for Democratic candidates, and in 2022 he announced he no longer supports Democrats, saying they, quote, have become the party of division and hate. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Abortion rights remain a big issue for Democrats, likely a big theme at their convention next month as they try to undo an abortion ban in another red state, South Dakota.
A judge has dismissed a lawsuit filed by an anti-abortion group. Life Defense Fund sought to have the question removed, even though supporters turned in more than enough valid signatures to put it on the ballot in November. South Dakota is one of 14 states now enforcing a ban on abortion at every stage of pregnancy. The amendment put forth by Dakotans for Health would prohibit abortion restrictions during the first trimester. Second trimester regulations would be allowed only in ways that are reasonably related to the physical health of the mother. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
Later this hour, we'll get the retail sales report, a key update to the economy. Stock futures are up a little ahead of that the day after the Dow closed at a record high. In baseball,
Oscar Hernandez is your 2024 T-Mobile Home Run Derby champ.
That's after Bobby Witt Jr.'s attempt to tie Hernandez in the Derby final, and ESPN hit the wall, falling short. Tonight on Fox, it's the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We currently have sunny skies and 72 degrees. Your full weather forecast is coming up. It is expected to be yet another very hot and humid day across central New York. A heat advisory that went into effect at noon yesterday remains in place through at least 8 p.m. Once again, heat index values are predicted to be in the mid-90s to even 100 degrees in some spots. Some ideas to help save money while attempting to stay cool include using fans to spread cold air around and turning up your thermostat just a few degrees. A Syracuse University alumni is revealing details of his experience at a campaign rally held by former President Donald Trump over the weekend. Trump ended up being shot in the ear by 20-year-old Thomas Crooks during an attempted assassination attempt in Pennsylvania Saturday, and one person was also killed. Scott McFarlane tells the Post-Standard that bullets sounded like firecrackers and that it's hard for him to forget the screams that came from the crowd. Crooks died after being shot by the Secret Service. The start of the Great New York State Fair is coming up soon, and today, tickets for the event will go on sale. Admission, parking, and midway tickets will be available starting at 9 a.m. Admission is $8.32 if it's purchased online, but fairgoers 65 and older and kids 12 and under get in for free. More details can be found at nysfair.ny.gov. This year's fair runs from August 21st through September 2nd. 3 fire departments in the region are going to be receiving a share of $1.5 million in federal funds, but the Mohawk Valley was snubbed. The City of Fulton Fire Department getting $133,000, while the City of Auburn and the Sempronius Fire Company will get $45,000 and $17,000 respectively. Senators Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand helped get the money from the Assistance for Firefighters Grant Program. Funds will be used for upgrading facilities, professional training, and wellness programs. Again, no fire department in Madison, Herkimer, or Oneida County was awarded funds. The results of a recent crackdown on dangerous drivers by police across the Empire State have now been released. From July 3rd through the 7th, there were more than 37,000 tickets issued for offenses such as drunk driving and reckless driving. There were a total of 251 people arrested for DWI. During 2023's enforcement period, there were over 35,000 tickets given out. And Spam is unveiling a brand new flavor. Minnesota-based Hormel Foods say the new offering is called Korean Barbecue. They describe it as sweet yet spicy. The new flavor becomes the 12th permanent variety of Spam, as if we needed another, which is manufactured in Austin. The latest flavor is available online and at Walmart. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly cloudy early with thunderstorms becoming more likely in the afternoon. Some severe storms and a high of 90 degrees. For tonight, some lingering showers and possible thunderstorms, low of 69. And tomorrow, Wednesday, look for rain showers in the morning with scattered thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon. High 81. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we're at 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. It is 8:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. Teoscar Hernandez is the 2024 MLB Home Run Derby champion. The Dodgers slugger crushed 14 homers to defeat Royal shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. in the final round from Arlington. He became the first Dodger and 7th Dominican-born player to win the Derby. Hernandez snuck in as the last player to advance from round one after hitting 19 homers and took down Phillies third baseman Alec Baum in a swing-off in the semis. Witt Jr. hit 13 home runs in the final round after defeating Guardians third baseman Jose Ramirez in the semifinals. The Stars will align in Arlington tonight for the 2024 MLB All-Star Game. The American and National Leagues clash at Globe Life Field for the 94th Midsummer Classic. The Phillies are sending the most players to the game with 8, while the Dodgers have 7 representing L.A. Orioles ace Corbin Burnes was named the AL starter. The NL counters with Pirates rookie sensation Paul Skeens. Juan Soto continues to be asked about his future.
We're having a big all-star party at our house.
Oh, good. Is Ingrid going to be doing the national anthem?
I believe so. She's a guest. Yeah,
she's going to try to bounce back.
She took last place in our Boilermaker anthem contest. I'm trying to make it up to her.
Yeah, well,
it looks like we made the right decision, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You could have gone with literally anybody else.
Yeah,
you would have
that's
been
true.
Fine.
Good point. She was horrible last night.
Juan Soto continues to be asked about his future. During All-Star Media Day, the Yankees outfielder said, quote, "Nobody knows the future," end quote, when asked about returning to the Yankees, a.k.a. he says, "I'm getting out of there as fast as I can." Soto is at his third consecutive All-Star game with a third different team. He represented the Nationals in 22 before being traded to the Padres, where he spent the 2023 season. The Bronx Bombers acquired the 25-year-old during the offseason, but have yet to work out a contract extension. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:11.
All right, so comments here this morning on YouTube. John, this is, I believe...
John from Bridgewater.
No, this is another John.
Oh, sorry.
John says this is after Dr. Hall was talking about the COVID vaccine. So John says the doctor who invented the mRNA technology said it should not be put into people's bodies.
Then why did he create it?
Okay.
My question.
Well, first of all, John, you know, the world we live in today is a world surrounded by many, 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 many elements of truth, little pieces of truth. And then what we do is we take that little element of truth and then we exaggerate it, expand it. We completely distort the truth that way. So a little bit of truth followed by a whole bunch of lies. That's what we're talking about here. So here's where we are on this guy. We're talking about Dr. Robert Malone, who says, "I have not been able to ride a horse in months. Why? Because I took the what is it again? It's the mRNA COVID vaccine."
Like he can't ride a horse?
Can't ride a horse. I'm having terrible problems with fatigue, bone pain. It's ruined my life.
My
okay,
God.
So now let's go back and dig into a little bit on Dr. Malone. Dr. Malone is he is someone who has just recently started coming out and saying you should not take the vaccine, you shouldn't put it in your body. Prior to that, he's been complaining that he was not given enough credit for being a part of the team which created the coronavirus vaccine. So here's exaggeration number one. He did not invent the COVID vaccine. In fact, since COVID, he has not uttered a single word saying that you shouldn't take the COVID vaccine until as of late. And he is in a dispute with, I don't know, the CDC or with one of the pharmacy companies or with, all he's saying is I should have been given credit and they excluded me. So now he's out telling everybody, don't take it, it's dangerous, and I'm living proof. So the real truth of this is he is a rare outlier. There are the majority, and we're talking upwards of well over 99% or over 90%, I should say, well over. But in that range of people, of scientists, of medical professionals who say the exact same thing that Dr. Hall is saying is it's safe. Let's not forget the fact that how many people, over 1 million people died in the United States of COVID. Many of those people were not vaccinated.
Yeah.
In fact, the majority of those were not vaccinated people. You hear from people who say, boy, I was against the vaccine, but after getting it and spending 3 months in the hospital, I wish I'd have gotten the vaccine. Nonetheless, in addition to his regular appearances now on talk shows, because he's making the circuit, that's why you're hearing from him, Dr. Malone has more than 134,000 subscribers now. About 8,000 pay the $5 monthly cost. He's currently making $31,200 a month in revenue. This has become a business for him. What is the business? The business is trashing the efforts that were made that he was a part of, now trashing it, and people are, anything bad news travels fast. So all I can tell you is the facts don't match what he says, John. I know you believe it. The facts don't match it. And this guy's making money, a ton of money, off people who are following him because he's going down this road. Is that the incentive? He's mad at the people that he worked with when he created it, never uttered a word that it was unsafe. And now, over the course of the last 6 or 7 months, he's all into it, and he's found a way to turn it into a business. Yeah, I trust him. I think you're right, John. I trust him.
The almighty dollar is quite the motivator.
The almighty dollar. Yeah, it is. All right, we're going to talk. Actually, I had some interesting news, some sad news out of the Boilermaker. We'll talk with Mark Donovan coming up in a second. And the recap, because overall, this was just a spectacular event that was a real reminder that we're back. We're past COVID, and we're back. And we'll speak with Mark Donovan from the Boilermaker coming up at WIBX.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top-quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit Tallman'sTire.com.
Mattress Express's brand name low price guarantee is what you need. When you buy a mattress at Mattress Express, if you see it advertised locally within 30 days for less, bring it to our attention and we simply refund the difference. That is peace of mind at Mattress Express.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home, all done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
Go BOGO crazy at My Carl's. Buy one, get one half off. The combinations are endless. In stock, fast delivery, plus no credit needed financing. Go BOGO today, only at My Carl's in the new Hartford Shopping Center.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Crispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
apply. Are you ready to beat the heat and get fit? Hi, this is Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and in Clinton. At Fit Body Boot Camp, the environment is cool and the workouts are hot. My team of Rockstar certified coaches promise that you'll leave feeling sweaty. Nope, not because of the heat, but because of our invigorating workouts designed to provide you with unbelievable energy and strength. But how do you get started? Well, I'll make it real easy for you. All you need to do is call us at 315-725-3789 or find us on Facebook and sign up for 3 free sessions.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Selects Premium Package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge.
Oh, you people are wonderful.
Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
Go BOGO crazy at My Carl's. Buy one, get one half off. The combinations are endless. In stock, fast delivery, plus no credit needed financing. Go BOGO today only at My Carl's in the new Hartford Shopping Center.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, on YouTube, they're starting to go at each other here. Oh, in the comments, Andrew.
Oh, so
John,
the listeners are.
The listeners. John says the doctor who invented the mRNA technology said it shouldn't be put in people's bodies, and he can't ride a horse anymore. That was from a New York Times story. Nonetheless, he didn't invent the vaccine. He was part of a team that actually created the vaccine. But Jake comes back and says, John, is the earth flat? Are birds real?
Oh, wait, right, because that's the thing that all birds are CIA. The pigeons in New York City are the CIA
agents.
Yeah, right.
Boy, they got a lot of intel from the homeless.
Yeah.
A lot of intel. And then I will tell you, I wanted to thank Ann. Got a nice card from Ann saying a really nice message about staying strong and beating cancer and all that. Thank you. And she sent me St. Peregrine. Do I say it right? The patron saint for those of us with cancer. And Ann is a cancer survivor. And she said, even in a little, like a little key thing.
That's awesome.
It's very nice, Ann. Thank you. She said, Vino and I, that's her dog, wish you the best. And my priest blessed this for you.
That's awesome.
So that's great, Ann. Thank you. It means a lot. What else did I want to get to? Davey, you still okay in there? Things are good? You're all right? You look like you're upset over something.
Why? What's the thing?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. Oh, it's the Yankees.
There ain't nothing wrong with me.
I'm sorry. Let me go to Mark Donovan with the Boilermaker. What an event. We came off. It is true. I believe the Boilermaker is back. Mark Donovan, good morning. Oh, I got him right here. Hi, Mark. Good morning.
Good morning.
Got you now.
Okay.
What an event, right? I mean, really was just spectacular to see the big crowds back. The flyover was just unbelievably impressive. And it was even a little cooler than we expected to start the race.
Well, on the weather, it depends on who you ask, but I agree.
Yeah, I know. It was hot. There's no doubt it was hot. So.
Yes, but overall, I had the opportunity to walk around earlier than I usually have that opportunity, and there was just, the vibe was different than it's been the last couple of years, but I would say it's been building.
Yeah.
And it all just kind of unleashed and flowed on Sunday. It was fantastic.
I do have, there is some news here this morning that in an obituary that somebody had passed away right after completing the Boilermaker. Are you familiar with that story?
Yes. And, first thing, obvious condolences to the participant's family. Interestingly, we didn't have any knowledge of the event on the medical event on race day.
Yep.
We heard about it yesterday afternoon for the first time, and really still awaiting more details. But our current understanding is individual was a long time. I think the family's comment was he had done over 40 Boilermakers.
Yeah.
So a true Boilermaker Nation member. And that the medical event was on his way home.
Okay.
Which led to his untimely passing. And at this stage, information, we're trying to get more information.
Yeah.
Respect to the family as they grieve and respect their privacy. But the things we know are he was on his way home, didn't feel well, pulled over, and then the medical event kind of took its course.
Well, and it's, it is amazing that this event is was so special to him that his family chose to put that in the obituary. I mean, that's pretty impressive, pretty incredible.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, we see that. I mean, that right there encapsulates what the Boilermaker's been for 47 years.
Yeah. And just a really perfect weekend, because there's more than just Boilermaker Sunday. There's so much more that goes on. Not as much attention goes to the 5K, but then there's the walk over the weekend, the expo. I mean, the entire package was just, it seemed picture perfect for everybody this weekend.
Yeah, and there's. So Friday, our expo up on the MVCC campus it kicks off at noon on Friday, goes till 7, and typically it's the quieter of the 2 days.
Yeah.
Between Friday and Saturday. The kids run as packet pickup that day, so you get some numbers there. But the official start is noon. At 10:30, people are knocking on the doors to get their bibs. And by 11 a.m., I'm walking through the field house, which we sold every booth space we had. And it's near packed an hour before the official opening. And then you're walking around outside and there's crowds and you're like, this is different.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. It's different in that it's back, and maybe even in some cases, bigger than ever, which is really incredible. And the times were, it's really interesting to watch as I believe it was the women. You had 3 Kenyans at the top 3, and and the men. They all,
it was neck and neck until the last stretch.
It was, and they all know each other. And this one has won up in D.C. and the Peachtree race in Atlanta. The other one won, and then in Utica, the time was even faster, and they won Utica. So, it is really quite incredible to see the type of talent that comes in for this race every year. It's amazing.
Yeah, our volunteer group on that front, led by Dick Mattia, has, and part of that is also, obviously Dick, hard work, and our membership in the pro circuit leads up to this. But the other piece that everybody needs to remember is this event, they get treated like royalty.
Yeah.
A lot of other events, the winners are not brought out on stage in front of 30,000 people and celebrated and cheered. And, a lot of them get a medal 20 minutes after the race.
Yep.
Thanks. See you next year. So that our volunteer team has done a fantastic job. Mary Ann Munson, Rob Munson, the Mattia family. It's been incredible. And they love coming back. And they're all on teams, or whether it's a team from a shoe company or whether they have the same agents. You treat people well, they respect it, and they like to, and they enjoy it. Yeah.
I got to tell you, we couldn't do it without Mary Ann. She's just does on that stage for the post event. She just does a tremendous job, as does everybody. I mean, really, it takes everybody to come together and make this thing happen. You should be very proud. And as always, we appreciate it. And just before you know it, you start working on next year.
Exactly. Got a few more miles to go to wrap up this year, but we'll got a lot of work to do for next year because we keep raising the bar. One of these days we'll figure out we keep raising the bar and we're killing ourselves.
Yeah, you're killing yourself. Yeah. All right. Good stuff, Mark. Thank you. Congratulations on a great race.
Thank you for everything you guys do. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thank you, Mark Donovan. Let me go to, I wanted to just get a little take on the VP pick yesterday. Those who really follow probably know. Those who don't might not. The new VP pick, J.D. Vance, on the line right now, is Eben Brown from Fox News Radio. Eben, good morning. What can you tell us?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I can certainly tell you that Mr. Vance, Senator Vance, is all of 39 years old. That makes him a millennial. And that might make people feel very, very old when I say that, but that is the truth. He is. But this is a gentleman with a very interesting and compelling story. He grew up in abject poverty in part of the country that's going through a horrible long-term doldrums in that globalism sort of decimated his hometown's economy. It was a steel mill town in Ohio. Grew up with an abusive father, addicted mother, and raised essentially by his grandmother, who had really nothing and really had to struggle to make sure the two of them had food. He went into the Marines after 9/11 and served, and then came home, and then went to Ohio State. Graduated with great marks. Went on to Yale Law School, became a venture capitalist. Didn't go to Wall Street. Went back home to the Midwest, and eventually wrote a book called Hillbilly Elegy, basically a biography, if you will, about his struggle and about how he got to where he was. About but more not necessarily just about himself, but about the general awful conditions that so many of these towns are enduring.
Yeah,
really from upstate New York across all the way to the Southwest.
Yeah,
and it was turned into a film, a very successful and lauded film, directed by Ron Howard. And then he ran for the Senate, and he's still in the middle of his first term. So he's a first-term senator, not unlike Barack Obama was.
Right.
And now he's the pick for vice president, which is not a shocker to me. Again, I think the youthfulness is part of it. He's the type of voter that the Democratic Party seems to be hemorrhaging right now. The traditional hard worker, blue collar person from the middle of the country that had always been tried and true Democrat, but this generation is just not following that pattern.
You know, it's funny. I was. It made me stop and think. How old does a president have to be? And
35.
And the answer is 35. And J.D. Vance certainly would fit into that, because ultimately, to be vice president, you're a heartbeat away from
president.
You
have to have the same qualifications. And remember this. Look, I also think part of this is Donald Trump knows that if he does win, he only gets 4 years.
Right.
So he's looking at what's next. He needs a legacy. He needs a protege. Someone who is older and kind of more set in their ways might not be a great protege.
Yeah.
Doug Burgum is not a young man. Marco Rubio, he kind of looks young, but he's plenty middle-aged.
Yeah.
And J.D. Vance is young. In 4 years, he'll be 43. To put it in perspective, JFK was 42 when elected, Bill Clinton 47. So he's kind of, he gets that youthful mark right there.
Yeah. And then, interestingly, for New Yorkers, in upstate New York anyway, Republicans were really keeping an eye on Elise Stefanik. Her name had been thrown around quite a lot.
Yeah.
But it just didn't seem like New York, somebody from New York would be the right pick.
Well, I think, as everyone who's from New York, myself included, and I'm originally from the Hudson Valley. Of course, I escaped to Florida 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But that we upstaters get looped in with the five boroughs and
Yes,
no one
yeah.
sees us, right?
Yep.
So I think you hear a politician from New York and they think at best it's a New York. I have to explain to people around the country the political conundrum of the New York liberal Republican, the John Rockefeller, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, they don't get it. They don't get that Rudy Giuliani was always, up until 9/11, considered a liberal.
Right.
They don't understand that, and it's that weird thing. So I think maybe coming from New York might have done her a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it means disqualifies her from something bigger in the future in a potential second Trump administration. He seems to be quite enamored with her, as do a lot of upstate New Yorkers. So there you go.
And she, like J.D. Vance, was very anti-Trump in the beginning, but became very, very loyal to Donald Trump and has over the course of, the last 3 or 4, 5, 6 years. So interesting stuff. As always, we appreciate Evan Brown. Thank you. And we'll do it again.
You're welcome.
You bet. Have a great day. Thanks. Evan Brown from Fox News Radio. We'll break and come back here on this Tuesday morning at WIBX.
Looking for the perfect ride this summer? Then stop in to Steed Pawnee Chevy in Herkimer with these unbeatable deals. Lease the all-new 2024 Trax LS, just $296 a month, 36 months with 10,000 miles per year. Want to reduce your carbon footprint? Drive the all-new electric 2024 Chevy Equinox EV for just $312 a month, or the new electric 2024 Chevy Blazer 2LT, just $328 a month, each for 24 months and 10,000 miles per year.
Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Offers are available on select models only. Lease offers for Trax and Blazer require current eligible lease in the household, and Equinox and Blazer require additional select model and household. See salesperson for details. $2,000 down payment plus all taxes, fees, and first payment are due on delivery. Must take delivery by 7/31/24.
Stop in and see why it's always easy to do business at Steed Pawnee Chevrolet or online at SteedPawneeChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Feeling congested? At Navage, we know life is better when you can breathe freely. Congestion shouldn't ruin your summer. That's why people just like you turn to Navage, a revolutionary and easy way to help clear nasal passages. Using gentle suction, Navage removes allergens, dust, and mucus in just 30 seconds. It's fast, gentle, and incredibly effective. Try Navage and get on your way to a better day. Get Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, Sam's Club, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or online at Navage.com. Navage. Breathe better, fast.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at EasyCater.com.
Ready to hit the road with confidence this summer? Look no further than Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your one-stop shop for top-quality tires at unbeatable prices. Now through September 2nd, get up to $130 back on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Or buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and get up to $140 back on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile. To learn more and to schedule an appointment, visit TallmansTire.com.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo, Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. I'm really excited to introduce more fantastic new businesses that have recently become a part of our thriving community. Here in Utica, we're not just growing, we are flourishing. Be sure to support our new businesses and our local economy.
Air City Cannabis, 17070 Riscany Street West, Utica. Renegade Boxing, 310 Broad Street, Utica. Gold Mine 2, 4662 Commercial Drive, New Hartford.
Please join the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce in welcoming these new businesses. Here we grow again.
Wow. Biden's at it again.
Inflation, rising costs for everything. What now?
Try big government control of our Medicare drug benefit.
The more I hear, the more it seems we can't afford Biden's Medicare agenda.
They're right. And it's because seniors are already feeling the pain of Biden's drug coverage changes, with almost 2 million forced from their plans and spiked premiums for nearly 5 million more.
Now, Congress wants to expand the Biden Medicare agenda even more. But studies show Biden's plan will restrict access, shrink coverage, and limit availability of needed drugs for all seniors. Thankfully, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is a champion for Medicare drug coverage. Call her at 202-224-3121. Urge her to stop Biden's radical Medicare changes by opposing H.R. 4895 now. Paid for by Seniors for Better Care.
Well, listen, it's happening in Herkimer County. A little while ago, we heard from John Pisak, who said big things are happening in Herkimer County. Explore Herkimer diamond mines, savor the taste of Herkimer cheese. You can take a boat tour along the historic Erie Canal. Herkimer County Fair is just around the corner. Food truck season is underway. Mondays is the Downtown Chowdown in Herkimer. Wednesdays, the Alien Food Truck Frenzy. On Fridays, the Heel Path Brewery in Frankfort has their event, and the list goes on. Enchanted Forest is wide open. Old Forge, wide open. And there's all sorts of things that are going on. Herkimer Diamond Days will happen in Herkimer on August 10th. The Frankfort Harbor Fest is just around the corner. I hate to bring up the word September, but it is just around the corner, along with the Little Falls Cheese Festival, Little Falls Garlic Festival coming up in the fall. Herkimer County Fair kicks off on August 13th. I know that we're talking about things that are happening towards the end of the summer, but we're moving quickly through this really hot summer. If it is happening, it is happening in Herkimer County. Everywhere from down to the southern part of Herkimer County all the way up to Old Forge. Amazing hiking, fishing, shopping, dining, and more in Herkimer County.
This is actual footage of Bill Keeler doing a radio show on WIBX. Sadly, his career was found in a heavily wooded area. If you know the person or persons who ended the radio career of Bill Keeler, please tell them thanks on behalf of the people of Central New York.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, just to let you know, Miranda Lambert, if you're going to go to her concert, be careful. You better darn well be paying attention, Andrew.
Yeah, I've actually seen her in concert before.
Don't be on
your
phone. Don't be turning around talking to somebody. In fact, just at her most recent concert, she lit into some people in the crowd because they were not paying attention. Here's audio.
It's white and it's dark up here. I can see your head is not turned the right way, which is this way. If you came to sing and hear some country music and drink some beer and raise some hell, then we're doing that tonight. Are we clear? I sure thought it was going to be the train, Darrington, man. I was going to welcome that, but fighting is not okay. And it's always the girls. We get crazy.
I can't understand a word she's saying.
She's really an unpleasant person from what I've heard reports about. Some good songs, but everybody is on their phones during concerts nowadays.
Well, the problem is, even if they're not paying attention, like I think Jewel.
It's not like you can't hear the music.
Jewel played a small venue once, and she was it was a bar setting.
Yeah.
A big bar, but a bar setting. And people, it's hard to do a bar because once you get a certain part away, you feel like it's okay to talk. And she stopped everything and said, everybody's talking. You got to stop. That
so
doesn't.
Awkward.
Sometimes you just got to deal with that crap because that doesn't necessarily work.
Yeah.
Right? People get offended. Jim Keyes is the former CEO of Blockbuster and 7-Eleven and is on the line right now talking about, you tell me which profession is filled with the most burned out, stressed out, unpaid workers.
Radio.
Any idea? Other than radio. Jim Keyes, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, other than radio, I think radio is probably up there at the top of the list.
Probably, yeah. But the problem with teachers, and I think this is where we're going to go, is they've had to invest so much money in their profession, and they're probably, many of them, still paying off those loans. That adds to the stress a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of the stress, but the biggest stress that's on teachers today, if you think about what happened pandemic put a spotlight on education. That's a good thing. But the downside of that is all of a sudden teachers and parents now came together and people are saying, whoa, what's going on? So it's brought a whole lot of scrutiny, which is fine. But the criticism that accompanied it is tough. So teachers are under fire right now. They're already underpaid, overworked. It's a lot that rests on their shoulders. So, it's time for us to step back and recognize they're the first line of defense. They're like our firefighters or our healthcare workers. We really need them desperately.
Well, during the school year, they're spending more time with your kids than you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're critically important. So, it's easy to criticize. So really the focus of my book is to say, look, let's all recognize that education is what made this country what it is today. And it's time for us really to step back from this and realize we really need to put a new emphasis on education, really to encourage our teachers, not to discourage them, not criticize, et cetera, and to find ways to bring technology into the equation and transform education for the better.
Listen, if there's a teacher out there doing something wrong, then you got to deal with it. I'm all for a parent stepping up and saying, this is incorrect. However, there was a time when a teacher said your kid did something and the kid got in trouble again when they got home.
Even worse.
Today, it seems like a kid gets in trouble in school and the parents are threatening a lawsuit.
Yeah, it's a challenging environment out there, let's face it. But, really, here's the secret. The secret is engagement. Kids are going to get in less trouble if they're engaged. Teachers are going to do better if the kids are engaged. How do you engage kids? Think about what they're doing. They're on their devices. They're in social media. They're in video games. So how do we make school as engaging as video games?
Yeah.
It's possible. We just need to do it.
Yeah, we just need to figure out a way and do it. My wife is a teacher, and elementary, and she has this app that rewards kids that when they do something good each day, they get some sort of a point. I don't know what it is necessarily, but a point can be taken away if a kid is misbehaving, and if a kid gets really, really misbehaving, the parents are also on the app, and a message can be sent. And I know one situation, because we know the parents. A message was sent to the parent, and the parent sent a message back and said, show him this. And, I mean, it does show you technology can help a little bit. And, it's about consistency, and teachers work really, really hard. I know, at least I can tell you that my wife does. And it is tough. All the investment you make in your career, it doesn't seem like the money is always there, especially in places like here in upstate New York, where teachers don't make what they make downstate.
Right, it's true. Teachers on balance today make 5% less adjusted for inflation than they made 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it really is. Give your wife a hug, because she is the first line of defense for that next generation. We really desperately need our teachers to be out there on the front line.
Just released a new book. Can you talk about that? Education is freedom. The future is in your hands.
Yeah, well, I grew up not too far from you. I grew up in central Massachusetts, small town, factory town. Was not expected to go to school. No one in my family did. And they're still back there. Everybody has a good life. But, man, the freedom I have, the difference that it made for me to be able to go to college and then off to graduate school. I ran 2 Fortune 500 companies. Never, ever could have done that but for what my teachers did for me, what education did for me. So the book is really intended to talk about the what, how, and why of learning. And it truly is the key to unlocking opportunity. It doesn't matter if you live in upstate New York, anywhere in the world. The more you learn, the more you can do.
And then finally, I want to ask you a personal question. By the way, the book is called Education is Freedom. The Future is in Your Hands. It's wherever you get your books. Of course, the author is Jim Keyes, who we're speaking with. One of those Fortune 500 companies was Blockbuster. Were you around when the writing was on the wall, where we were moving to digital and away from physical movies? Were you a part of Blockbuster at that time?
I was. I dove in on purpose because the writing was on the wall, and my objective was to take it to digital. Now, what everybody misses, people forget the timing of all of that. I joined the company in 2007. First thing I did, bought a streaming video company called MovieLink.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a huge advantage versus Netflix. What everyone forgets, Lehman Brothers collapsed in September of 2008, and the whole world changed at that point. Blockbuster had $1 billion of debt, and that was the difference between Blockbuster and Netflix. We had to refinance our debt, took our eye off the ball, had no choice but to restructure the company. Yep.
Well, I want to apologize for being a part of that. I had a large number of late fees and late fees. So
He's responsible.
I'm responsible. I'm one of them.
Your late fees are hereby resolved.
All right. Well, thank you, Jim, for that. We appreciate it. And listen, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for taking the time this morning.
It was great to be here, and thank your wife for her service.
I will do that. Thank you. Have a great day. Jim Key is that is pretty. When you think about it, can you imagine what was going on in their minds and his own? But now you're having one of your investors going through very bad financial times, and you're watching everything collapse and everything move. And Netflix is the one that we forget. Netflix was a subscription.
Yeah, you would choose 1, 2, 3, or 4 DVDs at a time, and they'd ship them to you.
Then all of a sudden they realized. And also, let's not forget that when you would watch a movie back then, and just when streaming started, you'd sit there and then it would spin and spin and spin.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it never downloaded. You could never get the thing to download. Boy, we've come a long way. Stefan, hold on. I'll wrap with you coming up next on WIBX.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. With Ramp, you get full visibility into your company's spending and control who spends what with each vendor. Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts instantly to save your team valuable time. Ramp automates data entry and routine tasks with automated approvals, expense categorization and bill payments, time-consuming tasks. Which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Hey Utica, it is time for the rodeo. August 2nd and 3rd, the rodeo returns to Utica. 2 nights of the best bull riders in the Northeast competing for cash prizes. Join us before the event for live music in the Subaru Village, and then see the bulls, broncs, and so much more. The Utica Stampede, Rodeo, and Expo, presented by Don's Ford, Clinton Tractor, Subaru, and best enjoyed with Coors Banquet, the official beer of the rodeo. Tickets available now at uticarodeo.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hopping everywhere, man. Hopping everywhere, man. Across the valley, it's a bear, man. I breathe the adder on the care, man. Of travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Williams, Stittsville, Middleville, Verona, Paris, Oneida, Ava, Vienna, Little Falls, Yorkville, Barneville, and Boonville, Sherrill, Frankfurt, Mohawk, Hartford, Clayville, Marcy, Utica, Whitesboro, Russia, Clinton, Roman, Island, Patton. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I swim the Erie Canal, man. Counted every lake in Old Forest, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Sylvan Beach, Yorkville, Westmo and Clark Mills, Remsen, Barnerville, Sangerfield and Camden, Waterville, Clayville, Flooded Castle, Vernon, Annville, Oriskany, Ohio, Columbia to Richfield, Jordanville to Steuben, Springfield, Schuyler Lake, Brookfield, Cleveland. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. The turkey joints in Rome, man. Greensboro, Leon, Bleecker, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Clayville, Remsen, New York Mills, Waterville, Cornhill, Lake Delta, Madison, Bouckville, Litchfield, Manheim, Danube, Herkimer, Newport, Poland, Warren Webb, Anstark, Fly Creek, Morrisville, Fort Plain, Schuyler, Hamilton, Payne, Shadow, Leonardville, Berlin. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Shot a deer with a Remington gun, man. Lost my brakes on Vickerman Hill, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Cooperstown, Schuyler Lake, Gold Forge, Mapledale, Fairfield, Munnsville, Wamsville, Stockbridge, Salisbury, Eaton, Edmiston, St. Johnsville, Nelson, Turin, Coldbrook, Jordanville, Deansboro, Sherman Flats, Washington, Nelson's, Bridgewater, Quite. Now I need a chill pill. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Skied down Val by Alice, man. Saw the lights at Trinkus, man. I travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Yeah. There are many towns in there you can't even. I've read it's so hard to pronounce them and fit them into a song. Some people think we missed their town. I think we got everybody. Here is the one and only Stefan Rubitsky. Good morning, Stefan.
Well, hello, Bill, Andrew, and Davey.
Well, hello.
Good morning.
Stefan, good morning.
Good morning. Now, I volunteered on Saturday for the Boilermaker Walk.
I heard you did that, yeah.
MBCC, and last night I was at the Aud for the volunteer dinner.
Nice.
And Mello Testa said to say hello.
Well, Mello's a good man, right? And everybody's very, very proud of how hard you're out there working these days, Stefan. It's good stuff, man. Yes,
and that was a very good job with Boilermaker coverage, guys, and good job with the post-race party, and that was a nice flyover.
Thanks for your service there, Stefan. Nice job, man. All right?
You're welcome.
You enjoy the day. Okay, thank you.
Stay cool today.
We will. Thank you. Have a great day. All right, goodbye now. When do you want me to get out, by the way?
58:20.
50. Oh, you're going to give me all that time.
No, it's not that much time.
Oh, 58:20. I see. Yeah. Well, I said we would give Stefan the final word. We did just that. Kilmeade is coming up next. News is next on WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. All month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is celebrating America with their Made in America sale. Stop in today and explore their extensive inventory and their many new arrivals for every room in your home. And don't forget, Adirondack Home Furniture has more than just rustic pieces. They carry a wide variety of modern, farmhouse style, and traditional. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or Gold Bond flippable mattresses. mattresses. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally for free of charge, or you can pick it up yourself from the showroom. So stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and celebrate America with the Made in America sale going on now. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Krispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Former President Trump, once again the Republican nominee. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The love for Donald Trump is amazing. You know, all the speeches last night, they were all looking at him. They were thankful for him. You know, they were chanting, fight, fight, fight.
His son Eric Trump on Fox and Friends after his father's first public appearance at the convention last night since the assassination attempt with a bandage on his right ear.
Think about if that bullet was an inch over and what that, I mean, the entire world would have seen that image forever.
House lawmakers will get a briefing from the Secret Service today on the assassination attempt. Judiciary Committee Chair, Republican Jim Jordan, tells Fox Business.
The agents who surrounded President Trump, God bless them for doing what they did at that intense moment. But the problem was, of course, what happened prior, what didn't happen prior. Why weren't those building tops secured like they should have been?
Fox's Jonathan Sarries in Butler, Pennsylvania, outside the building from where the gunman opened fire at Saturday's rally.
In an ABC News interview, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle confirmed that local police were inside the building, not on the rooftop. A law enforcement source tells Fox News Digital a local cop spotted a suspicious man carrying a rangefinder and reported it to state police about 30 minutes before the shooting, and citizens called for police when they noticed the gunman on the rooftop.
President Biden was asked by NBC News' Lester Holt,
has this shooting changed the trajectory of this race?
I don't know, and you don't know either.
The president also said he made a mistake when he said before the shooting they need to put the former president in a bullseye. The president says he meant they want to focus on the Trump agenda and his threats to democracy. Now, when former President Trump appeared at the convention, he stood next to his new running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, who had been anti-Trump back in 2016. He tells Fox's Hannity,
I was certainly skeptical of Donald Trump in 2016, but President Trump was a great president, and he changed my mind. I think he changed the minds of a lot of Americans.
We just got an economic update. Retail sales unchanged last month from May, but that is better than the sales decline predicted. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you've heard me say that cell phone service with Pure Talk is half the cost of Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. $20 a month, you get unlimited talk and text, plenty of data, and you think, okay, Hannity, what's the catch? Well, there isn't one. Just ask the thousands of listeners who have made the switch of mine, and they love Pure Talk and their U.S. customer service, their great coverage on America's most dependable 5G network. Dial pound 250, say the keyword save now to start saving now on your cell phone plan. Jerry Padgett, the second enlisted in the U.S. Navy and deployed multiple times to Iraq and Afghanistan until Jerry was catastrophically injured in an improvised explosive device blast. Now, Jerry received a new smart home thanks to our friends at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Now, the home is in the foundation's Let Us Do Good Village. It's in Florida, and Jerry now lives more independently thanks to the specially adaptive technologies. Commit to $11 a month, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information